dog handler Dave. Morning.
Morning.
What do you make of this potential ban?
Well, it is a ban. It's going to be a ban in Wales. It's phenomenal for us. Very joyful news announced at the Senedd on Tuesday after 3-4 years of campaigning.
So what is... tell us, because I think most people have heard how greyhounds can be treated.
Yeah.
Not necessarily... I don't know how much they know during the racing, but it's after. It's when they're abandoned or destroyed, killed, because they're of no longer of any use. What do you see when, you're rescuing greyhounds?
So, there's a phenomenal amount of greyhounds that are already in rescue. And obviously, we have been rehoming greyhounds for about 8 years now, nearly 300 for a very, very small rescue like ourselves. There are some very, very bigger rescues around the UK that are also full of greyhounds needing homes. So what we have seen is that the dogs will come to us in different states in terms of their behaviour or their mental state or their physical state. So there is a big bandwidth between how they come to us. Some are unaffected by the industry, some are hugely affected psychologically, mentally and physically by the industry.
I'm just looking at the words from the Greyhound Board of Great Britain. This is Mark Bird, who's the CEO. Amongst other things, he says, greyhound safety is the highest priority on its licensed tracks. Safety measures in place include ensuring an independent veterinary surgeon is present at all tracks, quarterly visits by track safety experts, robust weather extremes policy, which ensures no greyhound races in conditions which are too hot or too cold. That's in amongst some of the things he's saying. They're saying they go to great lengths to ensure that the dogs are kept safe and well.
Yeah, they would say that. The Greyhound Board of Great Britain is self-regulating. We would dispute a lot of that information that is supplied by Mark. Fundamentally, we believe that greyhounds should not be used for entertainment, pleasure, and for the gambling industry.
Sorry, just to ask, because if I accept that you're saying they're self-regulated, greyhounds or dogs are not used for entertainment, because we have crafts and we have like shows, where they're jumping over things and performing.
Enjoying themselves.
Yeah. Well, there's the rub, isn't it?
Yeah.
You say they're enjoying themselves there, and you see dogs rewarded, but greyhounds, don't they race? Look at the way they're built. People and I get the concerns. They're athletic and they race. Don't they enjoy running?
They do enjoy running, Nagra, and you've just hit the nail on the head with that. They enjoy running. They're built for speed. Their DNA is that they do like to chase. So, from centuries ago, that has been exploited. Their prey drive and their speed, which is 45 miles an hour, has been exploited for an industry.
I just think it's difficult, isn't it, to kind of... Well, you can explain to me why you'd exploit a dog that enjoys running, why you're exploiting a greyhound, whereas you're not exploiting a collie, for example, who loves to herd, or a dog that loves to do tricks and be rewarded. I don't understand. Explain the difference. Yeah. So
you say greyhounds like to run. We would agree with that. They love to run, and as part of the rehabilitation, a greyhound, we would say, needs a couple of walks a day, 20-minute walks a day, but they're affectionately known as 45-mile-an-hour couch potatoes. They're
quite lazy.
They're very lazy dogs. Yes. They want to run, but not all greyhounds, and I would say probably predominantly, most greyhounds don't want to race, because that regime of from puppies being trained, being tattooed in their ears. Both of these dogs have tattoos in each ear, so they're tattooed in the litter, and then from that stage they are taught to chase something small, furry and fast. There is no puppyhood. There's no kind of owner-puppy relationship. It is right from puppyhood straight through to the track, maybe at 12 months old.
So take us through who's who here. So the black and white.
Black and white is male, and that's Seb, and Sophie, female.
And what's their story? Sophie. So what's Sophie's story?
So they're both 11 years old. There's a few months between them.
So they're elderly. They're
elderly
now.
dogs. Yeah. Which is why they sat down.
And what's the story? What happened?
So they were bred in Ireland, and Irish greyhounds are tattooed in both ears. English bred greyhounds are tattooed just in one ear. So these were bred in Ireland, and Sophie raced, I believe, 8 times and won 2, but then was used for breeding for 2 or 3 litters. So she went on to have 9 pups, all of which that went into the race.
Into your care?
She was moved into our rescue from the racetrack.
Do you mean someone handed her over? I don't understand.
The exact details of how she ended up where she did end up, which was a rescue in Ireland, and then came over to us, are unknown. But she came to us about 5 years ago.
They're beautiful dogs. I mean, and they're so calm here in the studio.
Yeah.
They really are.
Seb's Irish as well, and was raced in Ireland, raced about 27 times, won a few, and then was moved away from Ireland and raced at Perry Bar in Birmingham, which I believe is a track in England that is at risk of closure.
It's been lovely seeing you both here. Lovely seeing the dogs. Dave, I hope if people joined us during the midway through that conversation.
We weren't ignoring
Dave
you.
was never intending to speak, so we haven't been rude to you. You're happy to be here and look after the dogs.
That's my purpose.
Thank you.
I see.